Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your February 16th to the 28th, 2021 overall general tarot card energy reading for this time period. Keep in mind that this is a general reading for the larger collective of Scorpios, and it's intended for informational purposes. The information may not resonate with every Scorpio, and that's to be totally understandable and okay, because it's general. Take what fits and let the rest go. To save time, I already shuffled the cards, and the cards that discharged on their own were the cards in the order that I went for the 5 cards. If you would like more information on the 5 card tarot card reading, you can look at the description down below, and that gives you a little bit more in-depth information for you to have. So the 5 cards that came out during the shuffle with the spirit guidance on that and blessings. The first card, basically, and it'll say again in this description below, the first card represents the overall past influences. That's major energies that the overall collective of Scorpio were having in anywhere between the last 60 days and the last 6 months. The second card is the current or present energies for the overall collective of Scorpios that they're experiencing right now. The third card is the overall future energies, things that are typically on the cusp, things that are right around the corner, basically. And the fourth card is the overall energy for the challenges, or any challenges that may come up. Now, keep in mind that challenges basically do not need necessarily mean anything negative. They are typically brought up as information, and often it's presented as a choice. And of course, you can use your own free will on whatever decision you want to make, because take what fits. And the last card of the 5-card reading is has to do with the outcome energies that the overall collective of Scorpio will be coming to a close at some point here. So let's get started here. In our first card of our 5-card, we have the Empress, and this is a major arcana card. And she is representing here in the overall energies for a Scorpio. So let's get started. Angel and Spirit guides, please help us understand for Scorpio why the Empress is showing up in their past influences during this time period, please. Okay. Well, Scorpio, first of all, you have to understand that who the Empress is. The Empress signifies a connection with femininity, and it translates in many ways from elegance to sensuality to fertility to creativeness, expression, nurturing. And it's necessary to create that balance for both men and for women. So the femininity is not gender-based. It's just a function, I guess. The Empress calls on for Scorpio to connect with that feminine energy in the past preferences anyway, or the past 6 months. And you were encouraged, Scorpio, to draw upon these senses to experience sort of a pleasure and deep fulfillment. You were encouraged to sort of treat yourself to a day spa, or learn massage, or something that that you were able to spend some time taking care of yourself, and or with your partner. It was a time basically to sort of develop approaches and to express yourself creatively through painting or music or drama or other forms of art form, in other words. And it was a perfect sort of opportunity to either take up new hobbies that could enable you to access this part of yourself. For Scorpio, keep in mind in your past influences, the Empress signifies an abundance. So in many cases, many Scorpios were surrounded by a lot of life's pleasures and their luxuries. And and many Scorpios had everything they needed to sort of get by and live a somewhat comfortable lifestyle, but depending on what you want to consider comfortable. It's a period of growth, and many Scorpios were experiencing that sort of period of growth and learning curves. And in some cases, it was challenging for many Scorpios. Um, and I'm still picking up still some sort of challenging energy for Scorpios, and particularly in their one-on-one relationships. Um, um, keep in mind here, Scorpio, that when the Empress is appearing here in your past influences, it was encouraging you to take a moment to sort of reflect on your bounty and or what your accomplishments were, and or what you have, and what you can appreciate. Um, and within that, it also was a period to sort of encourage you to express your gratitude for all that you have created, and that you continue to build on. And because we know in the laws of attraction that it is important to be thankful for what you have. Um, so keep in mind that you know the Empress also can represent sort of a Mother Earth archetype, and with the Empress energy in your past influences, for many Scorpios, you were you were sort of urged to venture out into nature, and to sort of ground your energy, and flow through the earth, and be grounded in for the most part. Um, some of you may be able to take a trip to your favorite setting, or to a forest, or to a beach, or a mountain lake, or something, or just even being able to sit for a couple of minutes, or hours a day, and sort of breathe in that energy, and appreciate your surroundings. And that old saying that particularly of, stop and smell the roses, it was a period for many Scorpios to sort of be able to do that, or were encouraged to do that. And it was important for Scorpios to allow yourself this time and space to enter a different time frame, or a different frame of mind, to receive sort of a spirit of nature into your heart, into your consciousness, because if you were able to do that, you were able to reach sort of that higher planes of consciousness. um, in the past influences is really strongly encouraging you to be in tune with your energy of the Empress. And for many, you might have been able to take sort of that mothering sort of nature to your friends and to others and family, even if you're a parent. And some of you may have felt this strong urge to nurture, to care for others, and it was coming from a place of loving compassion, and support. And for those that were able to express it, you saw that sort of as a gift that you have, and to honor, to be able to tend to others. Because in doing so, Scorpio, you also benefit from that. In a more literal sense, some Scorpios may have stepped into the role of mother, perhaps as a mother of a newborn, a caretaker of other people's kids, or just spending time with your own kids. So again, it's that nurturing sort of nature that was preeminent. In our second card, we have which is our present energies, we have another major arcana card, and we have the Lovers. However, we have the Lovers card in reverse. So you can see that right there. So we want to understand why this is in reverse for you. So angel and spirit guides, please help us understand for our Scorpios why the Lovers card is in reverse in their present or future energies. So here we have so spirit guides, please help us understand for why the Lovers card is in the reverse for our Scorpios, please, during this present energy. All right. Scorpios, understand that the Lovers card represents an energy of love and harmony. When it's in reverse, it can signal a time when you're out of sync with those around you, particularly your loved ones, or the ones that you care for. And you're going to find that in some cases, your relationships right now are going to be strained, and that communication is going to be challenging. Um, it's one of those things that you just are not really feeling on the same page, and no longer share sort of the same values. Um, because in that case, if however, I'm going to say, if you are able to come back to those things where you share the same values and get on the same page, then it's important for you to come back to the reason you have this person in your life. And if you're not, that's the same question. Why is this person in my life if we have nothing in common, or we can't seem to get along, or whatever else, or it's just too challenging? So, understand that if you love him or her unconditionally, know this this moment will pass, and the best you can do is to just bring love and compassion to the situation. However, in other cases, if the relationship, perhaps you're just realizing that you just simply have grown too far apart, or you cannot seem to see eye to eye, and you're just more troubled by turmoil than you are of any sort of love and kindness. And if this is the case, then what the universe is saying, it's time to move on, Scorpio. If your relationship continues to be peppered with arguments and a lot of lack of respect for one another, then it definitely is going to be a time to let it go. And you have, Scorpio, no more than any other sign, the importance of this sort of transformation of and particularly of death, if you think about it, which is a rebirth, and starting over afresh. So this is an energy right now that you're feeling within that reversed lovers is basically saying to Scorpio, honor yourself and do what is best for both of you. Hanging on to a relationship just to hang on to and just to argue every day is not healthy. So understand, Scorpio, that the lover's reverse can also reflect on the feelings within when a relationship is not feeling mutual. Perhaps in this case, one person may be more emotionally involved than the other, and this gap could lead to sort of a disappointment and insecurity later down the track. Or in some cases, Scorpio, you may be reluctant to open up your heart to the relationship for fear of getting hurt. With the reverse lovers, it also speaks to self-love and to self-respect. So, to what extent do you honor and accept who you are and value what you offer in this world, Scorpio? Be mindful that if you look at other people and wish you were more like them, understand that if you are able to recognize these traits in others, it is because you have them within you. So, there's a saying that basically says when we admire qualities in others, it's the universe's way to get you to wake up and recognize your own strengths. In other words, here, Scorpio, you need to realize that whatever you perceive in the other people, you also have within yourself. And keep in mind that's not only positive qualities, but that could be negative behaviors. Um, I'm also picking up that for many Scorpios, that the lovers in reverse also suggests sort of inner conflicts and almost like being at war within yourself rather than with external forces. If this is the energy for some Scorpios, it indicates that there's again just disharmony, and Scorpio, you're struggling with you're struggling with this to sort of balance this inner union here. A question that you have to ask yourself, Scorpio, is that are you punishing yourself, for something that's out of place? And if so, do you need to focus on articulating your decisions better next time? You may want to sort of return to the energy of the Hierophant, and sort of seek counsel and advice of an institution or spiritual mentor if you're not able to sort of get over this. So again. If you're in a great relationship, great. If you're in a bad relationship, let it go. In our third card, we have for our future energies, we have the Seven of Cups, and it is in the upright position. Oops, sorry, I don't know if you can see that. A little glare there. Ooh, right there. So, angel and spirit guides, please help us understand for our Scorpios why the Seven of Cups is in their future energies during this time frame, please. Okay, so what I'm picking up here with the Seven of Cups here, Scorpio, is in the upright position. This is an energy where the Seven of Cups is presenting new opportunities for you and new choices, and at times it can also present some sort of illusion, because when the Seven of Cups appears in your reading, and right now it's appearing in your future energies, it's giving sort of the idea that, Scorpio, you have many options and opportunities from which you can choose. But there's a warning that comes with that. Be careful, and do so with your eyes open, because you might be prone to illusion and unrealistic ideals. An opportunity that promises more money and more fame and more power may sound appealing, but when you look deeper as to what the offer is, it's important to check with your higher self and evaluate those options and dig below that surface to discover Often the Seven of Cups is can be a sign of wishful thinking and projecting into the future. So, you know, and this is typically because you're wanting to create something, and it's more wishful thinking, Scorpio, because you're not really taking any action, and you're not really present in your mind, or your energies to make it happen. Um, uh, you know, and a good example of this is perhaps, Scorpio, your wish for a fitter and more healthy body, until it's time to get out there and exercise. So, one of you might wish for sort of a successful business, and fueled with lots of income. However, if you're not ready and willing to put the hard work in now, you're not going to be able to get that, income. If you spend most of your time wishing, Scorpio, but not doing the work, then it's time to choose just one thing to make it happen. Often, what we have here with the Seven of Cups here, Scorpio, is that these are about ideas that are not grounded in reality, and perhaps the plans that you may sound great in your head and in your imagination, but when it comes to implementing them, you most likely are going to realize that they don't really work in the real world. Um, I'm picking up here with the Seven of Cups is what sort of you're blinded by sort of what I would call the shiny object syndrome, where you keep finding the next big thing, but if you fail to see any of those and bring those to new opportunities in the end. So you're constantly looking for an idea phase, or you're always looking for something better, and sometimes this could be also in your relationships. But this is I'm picking up more of material things, and keep in mind that if you're always looking for the next big thing or the next better thing, you're going to miss all kinds of new opportunities, Scorpio. And again, you know, with this card here, the Seven of Cups here in your future energy is encouraging you to focus on one thing that will move you closer to whatever goal that you want. And think of laws of attraction. It's going to encourage you, Scorpio, to resist the temptation to get sidetracked with other ideas as they arise. And it's important to note, if you need to be, sort of note your ideas as they come up, but stay focused on one thing at a time. This energy of the Seven Cups here, Scorpio, is inviting you to sort of move out of idea phases and options, and pick and make a choice. Even if each will have its pros and cons, it's up to you to make sure that the option that you're choosing is in alignment with your purpose, and that's the key here. And how is it going to benefit your highest good? So, even if you feel somewhat paralyzed by the options that you have, it's still important for you right now. The energy surrounding you is encouraging you to pick one and to just choose. In our fourth card, we have for our challenges, we have Temperance. This is also a major arcana card. Got a glare there. There we go. So, angel and spirit guides, please help us understand why the Temperance is in our Scorpio's major challenges energies during this time frame, please. Okay. Well, Scorpio, temperance is a card that is about bringing balance to your life. It's about bringing patience. It's about bringing sort of a moderation into your life. And I think Scorpio, in many ways, sometimes you're prone to sort of going to the extremes and putting way too much energy into something. And when you do that, you sort of forget everything else. And this could be the same with relationships. It could be in your job. It could be on a project. It's about finding balance. And this card here, right now, your challenge is that it's encouraging you, the universe is encouraging you to find that balance. Um, this is a card that's wanting to give you the energy and wanting you to be mindful that it's important for you to remain calm, even with all the stressors that may be going on and you're feeling sort of frantic. Maintain a temperament and manage your emotions is what the universe is guiding you towards. If you know if you've learned to be or to keep a composed mannerism or behavior during stressful situations, little things don't are not may not get to you, thanks to your seemingly abundant source of patience. However, when it comes to respect to balancing tranquility, this is something that's going to be important for you, and that's going to help you sort of achieve this experiment or experience of fulfillment in your life. Um, Keep in mind here, Scorpio, that with temperance, it's asking you to take a middle path and to accommodate all perspectives. Now is not the time to be highly opinionated or controversial. It's important to be the peacemaker or take on a peacemaker role for you, Scorpio. Take that balanced and moderate approach in decisions. Avoid extremes. And it's encouraging you to include others and bring them together, particularly diverse groups of people, to create this harmony and cooperation, because that's really is what is important. And understand, to be mindful here, Scorpio, that by working together with others collectively, you're going to leverage the right mix of talents and experiences and abilities and skills, and you're going to succeed. um, Also, Scorpio, understand that there's an alchemy here within the temperance energy. The tarot card is about blending and mixing and combining diverse elements in a way that creates something new and even more valuable than its separate parts. And that blending can take on many forms. For example, a blended family, an artist who blends different materials and techniques, a bartender who mixes new and existing or exciting cocktails, or even the chef who combines different cuisines and cooking styles. Um, with the temperance card here in your challenges energies, it's showing, Scorpio, that you have a clear and long-term vision about what it is that you want to achieve. If you're not rushing things along, instead you're taking your time, and it's encouraging you to sort of ensure that you do the best job that you can. And deep down, Scorpio, you know that you need to be moderate and use a guided approach to reach your goals. Um, and finally, here with this particular card here is the Temperance card. It reflects a higher learning as well. And if you're learning a great deal from where you are right now in your basic practice or your day-to-day assignment, whatever it is that you do, it wants you to sort of be at peace with it and enjoy what it is that you're learning, and understand that it's all going to come together. Understand as well, Scorpio, that your inner voice is going to guide you and into the right outcomes, and be patient and listen and follow, and it'll make the process so much smoother and more enjoyable for you, Scorpio. And finally, in our last card of outcomes, we have the Nine of Swords here. And here we go. We got a nice glare there. Nine of Swords. So, angel and spirit guides, please help us understand for our Scorpios why the Nine of Swords is in their outcomes energies right now. Good. All right. So, Scorpio, in our outcomes with the Nine of Swords, the energy that I'm picking up here is that uh, The Nine of Swords is suggesting that you might be dealing with dark thoughts and disturbing feelings right now. And perhaps for some Scorpios, they're weighing you down. And in some cases, maybe keeping you up at night. If you find yourself, Scorpio, worrying excessively about a situation, and it's creating negative thoughts that's getting the best of you, and in some cases leaving you stressed and anxious, the more you associate your fears, the more they will rule your life. So as you obsess over what's not working, the more anxious you become, Scorpio, and the more you're going to worry. So if it becomes a negative cycle where there's one awful thought after another, and after another, and after another, until they overwhelm you, just understand that the Nine of Swords here is stacked on top of each other, and then they're on a wall. So you're these are your negative thoughts, and they're just piling up. Um, this card here in Nine of Swords in the upright position is encouraging you, Scorpio, to be careful because of fear and worry. The Nine of Swords here can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you don't want that. So, as you're obsessing over what is going wrong or may go wrong, again, you are more likely to manifest your worst case scenarios because you are inadvertently acting in ways that support your negative thoughts. Keep in mind, Scorpio, that for an example here would be that if you worry that your partner is going to cheat on you, even though you found no signs of infidelity, the more you stress about this potential outcome, the more anxiety pushes you and your partner away. So, when you're repeating these sort of negative thoughts in your mind, you run the risk of manifesting them in your life. So, the Nine of Swords here right now in your challenges is asking you to break that cycle, Scorpio. Every time a negative emotion comes up, replace it with a positive one instead. The Nine of Swords here is going to remind you, Scorpio, that much of the fear and worry that you're experiencing is in your head and not necessarily an accurate reflection of what's happening around you. You may often make things worse for yourself if you're by overthinking and obsessing over the worst case scenarios. This is an energy right now for you, Scorpio, to examine your situation from a new perspective. Instead of looking for evidence what's going wrong, pay attention to what's going right, and take a deep breath here, and realize that life is not all dreadful, and it's going to be important for you. And just remember the laws of attraction. If you think negativity, negativity happens. If you want to be positive, think positive. With the Nine of Swords here, Scorpio, it often, typically is appearing because you're having despair or there's anxiety. Quite literally, it's keeping you up at night. So if you're not sleeping well, or you're experiencing frequent nightmares, or you're having constant thoughts of that are preventing you from resting, you need to take a look at that, because obviously you need good rest, and that's a part of a healthy life. But with the Nine of Swords here, when it appears here in your outcome energies, this is a sign, Scorpio, in some cases, that it's time to reach out for help. And you don't have to do this alone. You can enlist a support of others. It could be professional or non-professional assistance. So just someone to help you through this dark period of your life right now where you're obsessing here. Understand, Scorpio, that others are going to see you and they're going to understand it, and you're not. They're going to help you see the light at the end of the tunnel through this. You just have to allow others to help you. So if you're struggling, Scorpio, to look at your situation clearly, and yet you're constantly plagued with negative thoughts or obsessing thoughts, it's good to have a third party objective to sort of help you find your way. And right now, this is a strong energy that I'm picking up from you, Scorpios, is that you need this third person to sort of help you balance and put things in perspective. So there we have it, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I would also encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to please like the video and please subscribe to the channel, and please feel free to leave a comment at the bottom if any part of this reading resonated with you. And keep in mind, if it didn't resonate or parts of it didn't resonate, it's totally understandable. Let it go. It's a general reading. So with that, I wish you a wonderful remaining February, and we will see you, Scorpio, in March. So thank you again, and awesome. Have a good one. Take care.